Why do I think that my work is not great compared with others? But others say, wow, that's great when they see what I can do.
That's such a great question. And I actually think about this quite a lot in what I do. I think about it in the context of the types of people that I work with in an ad agency. There's a lot of pressure on people, especially as kind of clients demand more in less time. There's a lot of pressure on getting tasks done. And there's a lot of people in an agency that are really happy when tasks are done and sort of really enthusiastic about, yeah, you did the task that we asked you to do in 3 days. And now there's a thing in a deck. But I think what this question is really digging into is, as a creative human, you know, being critical about your own work is something actually to sort of nurture and to sort of seek out the opinions of people that you value in the creative industry that will give you honest feedback about your work. And, you know, you may have niggles about your work. It may need extra time or an overnight test or another set of eyes, and sort of valuing that sort of inner critic, nurturing that inner critic to get to really great work. I don't think it's a bad thing to have. I think it shows that, you know, potentially you'll be a great creative leader in the future as you're kind of thinking about how to give good feedback. And I don't really know any creative person that ever thinks that their work is perfect and like ready and finished. And, you know, it's kind of, there's always something else that you're like, what if, you know, a bit more time or just a little noodle on that idea a bit more. So I actually don't think it's a bad thing to have. And just to kind of really seek out the opinions of people that you do trust to sort of ensure that you're getting more input into honing that idea.
Yeah. Is it also, do you think that, like, you might know what you've wanted to do with a project or a piece of work, but the fact is that what you've left out or what you didn't do, no one else can see. So only what everybody else is kind of critiquing or talking to you about is just where it ended up.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, you know, when some like people get nervous if they're going to do a talk or something in front of a bunch of people, and you might come off going, oh God, I didn't talk about this, I didn't talk about that. But then the reality is no one knew you were going to talk about it. So
yeah.
Is it kind of similar, do you think, for creative work as well?
Yeah, I think so. Like a lot of creative people I work with are kind of called perfectionists, and it's kind of treated as a kind of bad word. And I actually when I hear that as feedback from other people about creative people I'm working with or line managing, it's actually okay. Like, I actually need you to be a perfectionist to a level. That's how we get to good work. And, you know, yeah, I think you're exactly right. You know, any piece of work that you look at or release into the world, you're always like, there's
better.
Other little pieces there.
Yeah. Jocelyn, I'm sure you have a view on this, because there's a little bit of kind of imposter syndrome and self-doubt and that kind of stuff. How do you give advice around this?
Yeah, and I would be so curious to know the gender of this person, because I think women especially show up with a lot more of this. There's also, in kind of schema therapy, there's a schema all about hypercriticism. And like, as you were saying, Jeremy, when you're in your world, or, you know, like the experience of knowing what you imagined it to be versus what other people don't see. I think it's really important just to kind of acknowledge that not everyone is having that experience from within your mind, and to be able to just kind of sometimes just judge the output, not the process as well, because you're not privy to other people's process. And we're probably all having very similar kind of reflections on, you know, the gap between the ambition and then the, you know, realistic output based on all those time constraints and budgets and all those sorts of things too.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, I think that will definitely help, and I think it's good for. I also liked what you said, Jeremy, about the trust thing. Like, if you go to people that you admire and you trust and they're going to give you good feedback, it's okay if they say it was good, right? As well.
Yeah, and I think you value those people as well when you get that honest feedback. You know, actually, they're the people that you learn the most from, I think.